Hello everybody, my name is Ryu, and today I am redesigning and reimagining Vaggie from HAZBIN Hotel. There's a few things I wanted to change when it came to this character design. One of those being that initially she was planned to be a moth sinner. I think, her changing to be an exorcist angel really isn't a bad idea, but I kind of wanted to play a bit more with the moth topic. I didn't want it to be super obvious, like some sinners look very much so like their counterparts, and others are like less intelligible. Like if you looked at me and told me that you had thought that Nifty was a roach, I would think you were completely wrong. Like I wouldn't have believed it in the slightest. However, her being initially a moth sinner, I thought I would keep. Like, the story behind this is now that she's in hell, she's trying to look more like a sinner, so she's got more like moth attributes. I tried to keep the striping in her hair just so that it looked more like the striping that moth wings have, and I wanted to make her look professional, but the more like businessy I made it, the less it looked like her. She has kind of a cutesy look to her, in my opinion. And I wanted to keep the thigh highs. I'm such a fan of thigh highs. I did want to change her flats to more of heels. I don't know if they are heels, but they don't look like heels, so I made them more into heels. And I tried to make her main colors like white and pink, but it ended up being more on the pink side. I like that she has an X over her eye, but I thought I could carry it out throughout her character, like her necktie being an X, and then some X's on her skirt to kind of help tie that in. I try to make her a little bit more youthful, because she's like one of the youngest people to die in this series so far. At least the initial plan was that she died in like the 2010s. So I figured I'd give her more updated fashion. And fur, she's a moth have fur, so I put fur on her pant boots and the ends of her sleeves. I also tried to give her silhouette more mothy look to it, so moths have fur on their wrists and ankles, so I tried giving her some leg warmers and some really poofy bellow sleeves. I think that's the main changes I wanted to make. I didn't want to change her too much for her original character, so this is kind of what I ended up going with. But I like it a lot. I'm just not fully satisfied with the colors. I'm kind of wishing I did other things with the colors, but I didn't want it to look too different. And I also put a star in her iris because I thought it would be cute. I like patterned irises, but it didn't seem all that fitting for her. And I also kept her normal eye color. So I tried to tie in more pink to match with her eyes so it seemed more natural and less like an angel, but there's only so much you can do with a character. I'm not super satisfied with this one, but it could be worse, I had fun, at least, trying to pick out different designs. I had made a couple of them, which I didn't record, and this is the one that I ended up going with. It's just very hard to redesign a character, make it feel like that character, not be too different, but be different enough to still fit in this series. It's annoying. It was annoying, but I had a few other people in call with me when I was working on it, so hopefully it didn't come out too bad. But yeah, this one was a bit quick. I have another video I'm working on which has been taking quite a while, so I figured I'd just bust this one out in the sense of putting something else out there. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment who you would like to see me redesign next.